Good morning, friends, family, followers, and guests. Thank you for letting me take a minute of your time. The concept of driving, for those of us who are older, has a lot of meaning to it. It represents freedom and opportunity. It helps us in our pursuit of happiness, a number of things. We take a look at that as drivers, and then we look at the world, what's going on around us. We look at drivers who, in protests, are unlawfully blocked from driving. And we've seen this in Portland and various other major cities. They're drug out of their vehicles and beaten or shot while in their vehicles. Their vehicles are virtually destroyed by people pounding on them, beating them, denting them. All kinds of things come out of that. So we understand by observation the potential threat in protesters. We take this a different direction. When two people meet and there's a confrontation, the tort that comes out of that when they engage in fisticuffs may be considered an assault, depending on the factual circumstances. So the person who's assaulted, we call the victim. And the person who does the assault, we call the criminal. Here's how the law works. The lawsuit is a tort, which is a violation of your rights, basic rights, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I'm going to use myself as an example. Heart condition, 3 heart attacks, 2 of those stress-related, diabetes, kidney issues, the list goes on. My risk level would be considered by some to be much higher for a serious, perhaps even life-threatening damage than, say, when I was 26 or 8. I was 170 pounds, healthy, had muscles. I didn't have these droopy things. I decided to fight back. And the way I fight back is I pull it out and I shoot the SOB. And he may or may not die. The lawsuit that he's going to come at me with, or his family's going to come at me with, of course, is that my shooting him was unreasonable. I say the magic words, I feared for my life, which I did. Even with those magic words, that will not keep me out of a lawsuit or initially out of jail. But what the law says is, I have the right to defend myself, and when you fear for your life, you get to use potentially lethal force. You get to protect yourself. So the bad guy says, well, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have attacked him. But he did. And so the question becomes one of, do I wear a big blazing sign that's lit up on my chest and my back that says, I have all kinds of health issues, put your life at risk by attacking me? Do I wear that sign? The answer is no, that's not reasonable. The bad guy shouldn't have engaged in the bad act in the first instance. So now we come back to our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and driving. I'm driving down the road. I have no idea a protest is going on. I find myself stopped by protesters, and they're in front of me. I automatically start fearing for my life because I cannot deal with those people. I know this for a fact. And I know I have seen repeatedly the footage on those that will honestly report the news of people getting dragged out of their cars by protesters and beaten, getting shot while in their cars. Am I going to wait until the fear of that happening, the actual incident, starts happening? And the answer is, I'm not. I'm going to go. Those people put their own selves, their lives at risk by engaging in their unlawful acts and assault. Now, there's a long dialogue I could engage in as to whether your car is an extension of yourself and how that could be viewed under the law and sometimes would be viewed. We'll save that conversation for another day. I turn back to the guy who drove through the crowd yesterday with his vehicle. I would have put it in gear and I would have raced through that crowd, because those people are allowed to carry guns and nobody in enforcement and the politicians in government do any actual enforcement to protect me, even when they're right there and present. Sometimes in the videos, I'm glad that nobody in the crowd actually got seriously hurt. But I would not have cared if any of them got run over and maimed or killed. If it were me and I feared for my life, and I would in that circumstance, because I'm not stupid. I know what a crowd out of control can do. I've seen it over and over again over a lot of years. So with that, that's my political commentary for the day. And I end this, I hope, on an upbeat in that you can't see it and I'm not going to turn the camera, but I got my mantle finally hooked to the wall and I'm going to start prepping it this morning so that I can go ahead and finish it. I have no idea what I'm going to put on it, but I'll figure that out for later. I hope each and every one of you can have health, that you can stay away from the chrono in whatever manner you deem is in your best interest to do it, that your loved ones stay healthy, and I look forward to you coming in, dropping in for another visit some other time. So, make it so. Have a great one.